Well, Eric, it is the Limerock Round 5 recap. What a weekend.
This is a tough one.
It was a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't really know where to start or what to say, but I will say we did everything we could. You know?
I'm just going to rip off the Band-Aid. We are mathematically out of winning the championship this year because of a move I made in the last race.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, I don't know, man. We went into this weekend expecting good results.
Yeah.
This is historically one of the better tracks for my car. Even with the rewards weight, I was fairly confident we'd have success. And everybody else just kind of showed up, and qualifying wasn't the best. Got 4th place in qualifying. But I knew we had pace in the car. We had some setup issues. And I tried to do something different this year than what I did last year, and then it didn't work. So we went back to basically the setup last year, even though we had a lot of extra weight in the car compared to last year. And it just made the car so much easier to drive. The snap oversteer issue, gone. Car finally turned pretty much flat, almost flat in the downhill. The uphill and the downhill, car was phenomenal. And race 1, we made a last lap pass for second. Finished second place, which was awesome. Race 2, hounding Magnussen the whole race. Couldn't make a move around him. You know, it's really hard to pass around this track, and especially when you have a better handling car, makes it really hard to pass, right? You have to pass in the corners, and it's just a lot easier to defend on corners than it is on straightaways. Finished second. We did get the GLTC lap record at Limerock, which at 5% rewards weight is incredible.
Right.
Like, that's kind of my proudest accomplishment this weekend.
And I mean, that was in the heat of the battle. That was in the race. That was late, deep into the race, right?
Yeah.
And so
it was like midway, I think, where I was just trying to reel him in, and I was just on it, just focused, trying to, catch up to Magnussen, reeled him in, ran the fast lap, multiple fast laps.
Yeah.
So that set us up for success in race 3, where we started on pole against Andy, and I knew Andy's the latest breaker in the series. Like, you're not going to outbreak Andy. And I knew the problem I have with my car is it takes like a lap or two to like really get into its element.
Yep.
And that's the thing with front wheel drive is it takes a while for the rear tires to warm up. So I don't have that confidence in the first few corners. I knew Andy was going to pass me. Going, on the front row, me against Andy, I knew he was going to get it. But then I was like, all right, well, if he gets by me, that's fine. I know I have the late pace to reel him back in. But once again, couldn't make the move, right? So for all of race 3, kind of just on his bumper, trying everything, couldn't make it happen. He knew where to slow me down. He knew where to defend. However, came to find out that I actually ended up winning race 3 because he got a disqualification due to being overpowered on the dyno, which, we live and die by the dyno. It is a power to weight series, and, everybody tries to run as close as they can to the weight and the power. Sometimes it bites you in the butt. Unfortunately for this race, it was Andy. So we inherited the win in race 3, which it was kind of, mixed emotions, right? Because we had 3 seconds in a row. We were all kind of bummed out because as much as the second places are great for the championship, Magnussen was winning, right? So we needed the wins this weekend, and we got the win in race 3. We were ecstatic. We were pumped about it. But we rolled the top 3 invert, which meant that we started 3rd for race 4. And race 4 is kind of where the championship fell apart. So, let's...
It's look, the way that I look at it, you run hard. You're battling. You are racing. At the end of the day, you're racing. So you're not in look, we're not in it to give it to anybody, right?
I mean, let's talk about the race from the beginning, right? Starting 3rd, Barbado flying this weekend.
Fast.
He's a local guy.
Absolutely.
And I've always thought that he was one of the best drivers here, and like this year he really showed up.
And he was really good last year too.
He was really good last year.
Yeah.
But this year he like cranked it up another level. So I knew he was going to be tough to get around. And then, of course, because of the invert, Magnussen started ahead of me. So I was like, all right, I have to win this race to keep this championship alive. Made my way around Barbados after midway through the race.
Yeah, I think it was lap 7.
I love that
something
dude.
Like
He's
that.
kind of like my twin. He looks like me. We joke around that we're twins. Super nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
He's one of the best racers in the series.
Great guy.
Cleared him, had a great race. Then I just hunted down Magnussen. I probably gained 3 or 4 seconds on him.
So
in a few laps.
there was definitely one lap where you took 7/10 out of him for sure. I mean, and the gap was, it was tightening as the laps, as they counted down, you were getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
And there were, a few points where, you would reel him in and then you would get that gap again, right?
Yeah.
And so, it was kind of like a yo-yo for a little while.
Yeah, his car, of course, handles pretty good, but it's got the torque, so it's extremely difficult to kind of get a move on him because he clears me enough on the straightaway and then I reel him in. But anyway,
it really came down to
one lap left.
It was the lap traffic. Really started to affect things because you were right on them. There were some cars that sort of got out of the way, or else they didn't get out of the way, right? And then that just kind of led to a last lap. Look, this is where you're going to make it. If you're going to make it, you're going to make it here. And I think looking at it from the side, he knew it was coming. I think realistically, he knew it was coming. You were there. That was the only opportunity you were going to get.
I was killing him in turn 1
Yeah.
on the brake zone. Thanks to Carbotech brakes. Obviously, they were phenomenal this weekend. Honestly, seriously, they were I was outbraking everybody into turn 1.
Yeah.
And I had momentum on him on the exit, went right, juked to the left. I thought I had a lane. I had momentum. I thought I had a lane. I had overlap, but he basically gave me 9/10 of a car's width into the corner, and I tried to go deeper into the corner than him. He kind of closed it down on me.
Yeah.
I ended up spinning him. Regardless of who's at fault, I hate the fact that we had contact because I love racing Magnussen. We have a lot of respect for each other. I don't like the fact that we had contact. I went for the move because I knew it was the only opportunity I had to take the win from him.
Yeah.
If he won that race, it was going to be bad for the championship. I needed to get that win.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I presented myself on the inside of him. Kind of a desperate move, honestly. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I knew I had to get the win. It was the only opportunity I had other than that. And, we just we had a little bit of contact. I ended up half spinning him. He went into the gravel. Mm-hmm. He finished the race third. I slew down. Barbados got around me, so I finished second. And, after that, it was just a waiting game. What's going to happen? I told the stewards, we had contact. I owned up to it. I didn't try to hide. Everybody knew.
Yeah, it was, obviously. It was on the live stream. Yeah.
Basically, I got a 10-position penalty for that move, which resulted in me finishing P12 in the last race, which overall for the weekend was still enough for me to get P2 overall. However, that basically destroyed our championship because the way the grid life rules are written, they really try to prevent contact in the series. And basically, they say if you get a penalty due to contact in a race, that race has to count as part of your best 14 races of the season, which means despite me getting 6 wins, 7 seconds, and a bunch of thirds, I have to carry that 12th place finish. Which means no matter what I do at the last race of the year, even if I win all 4 races, I'm going to be 1 point shy of what he has, which means there's no way we can win the championship. It's over. So that move to try to keep the championship alive ended up just killing us.
Yeah. Well, you can't cry over spilt milk.
No, it is what it is.
And look, at the end of the day, we're here to race. We're competing. We're going to give it everything we can. If you were to show back up to the paddock, I'm going to be honest, and you didn't go for a move, I would have been like, have you given up?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's tough. It's tough because
it's a fine line, and
tough,
I get it.
Yeah, it's tough because my car is a better handling car, and the only moves I can make are in the corners.
Correct.
I can't pass people on the straightaways.
Right.
I went for the move. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
And it sucks that I spun my fellow competitor.
Yeah.
But we talked about it. We're cool. You know, he kind of understood what I went for, and he thought he gave me enough space. I'm excited to look the video back. I haven't seen the in-car.
Right.
Of course, things play in your head differently, right? I thought I had space to go for it.
Yeah, and I mean, look, when you're watching the stream, and I think that's something to call out.
Yeah.
When you watch the stream, you get a view of it. When you watch, you know, a view of it from the hill and from, you know, other angles, it looks different. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think the in-car video will tell the story.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the stewards have. You know, whether or not they made, I think, the right decision or the wrong decision, you know, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I mean, regardless, like, I don't like the fact that we had contact,
of course,
right? Like, I tried to be
never
a clean racer.
And look, and like, you know, as a competitor, you never want it to come down to having a decision in somebody else's hands, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it is what it is, and hey, we're here, the car's okay, Madison's all right. And at the end of the day, if he's going to go off and you know, win the championship, he was a hell of a competitor this year.
He was. He is
really
a fierce competitor.
fought hard.
Yeah.
The car was, I mean, dude, he was cooking all year.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Compared to what he did here last year, he was struggling. This year, he figured it out.
Yeah.
He killed it. He got 2 wins.
You know, and absolutely, you know, full respect to him. I mean, he was up there every event. You know, he was the guy we were chasing every event.
He finished on the podium every single race except for the one DNF
Correct.
at Gingerman, which is incredible.
One mechanical for him, and that was it.
We got screwed, I think, at CMP.
I really, you know,
CMP
and
really screwed us.
We had the conversation earlier today about that, looking back at the first event of the year. I mean, really the first race of the year.
Yeah.
I never thought that we would be here so many months later thinking about a coil pack wire.
Yeah. A coil pack wire and a fuel pump hose.
A wire.
And a move in race 4 cost us the championship.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's things that we could have done differently, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You know, here we are, and we're going to keep racing.
Yeah.
We're going to keep going, and we will be in a different place, you know, obviously next year. You know, what happens at the end of this year doesn't really matter anymore. You drove your ass off. This was a great event. It's my favorite event, and I say it all the time. Limerock is such a great place. Connecticut's beautiful. It's fantastic having all your family here, all your supporters, listening to all of the people just come up to us and say, "Man, you guys are on it." Like, Eric's literally killing it, and you know, it's fun, it's nice, but you know, you can't win them all.
No, you can't.
You can't, and it's racing, right? And so, you know, you're gonna take it how you can, and we'll move on and regroup. Proud of everything we've accomplished.
Fastest car at Limerock ever.
I mean, when you hit
GLTC.
when you hit that 57.1, 57.2, I was like,
it felt like I was floating.
What?
I was just cruising.
I didn't know where it came from.
Yeah.
It just popped up out of nowhere, and I was like, man, you got to be feeling it. So, you know, the Civic will likely retire. You know, this is the way it's going to go out. At Limerock, you know.
I don't know how many wins that car has in total, but it's a shame that it has 0 championships. But
yeah, well, it'll be
plenty of good racing.
The Accord will be its spiritual successor. You know, the good aura from the Sedan will only transfer over.
The 4-cylinder front-wheel drive underdog.
Hey, man. Hey,
getting beat by Corvettes.
We're gonna be juiced up. We're gonna be ready. So, good things are coming. This isn't the end. You know, it might be mathematically the end, but it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah. Because we've got our eyes set way far in advance. So, yeah, I don't know. It was a great event. Cheers. Let's get some dinner. Let's have some drinks.
Laguna, potentially. We gotta talk about it.
I mean, we'll see. You know, I think it would be great to compete on the West Coast regardless. You know, win or lose, it doesn't matter. Yeah. It's an experience. And, you know, I'd love to have you out there. We'd love to see you. We'd love to go racing. I don't want it to end like this, you know, but we'll see. We don't know what the future holds just yet, but...
Well, we do know at Accord next year.
Well,
we get it done in time.
We do know... That'll be a whole nother... You got a lot of videos on that.
Yeah,
There's the Accord.
We gotta catch up.
The Accord is going to change the game.
We could talk about that for hours. But anyway,
For
that
sure.
was Limerock, P2, P2, P1, P2 asterisk / P12.
He's 12. Yeah.
It is what
But
it is.
second
P2 overall.
Second overall for the weekend.
We've podiumed
It's
every
no small
event
feat.
except for CMP.
It's no small feat, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's tough. You know, this isn't easy.
No.
When you race these guys and you put together, you know, these sorts of weekends, it's not easy at all. And you know, there's no excuse. And I think that if anything, it speaks to the level of the competitors and the guys that we race against.
It's the most competitive class.
Hats off. You know, again, hats off to them.
Yeah.
You know, we're killing it. They're killing it. Hey,
big shout out to Hybrid Racing, my boy David. I mean, a lot of the Hybrid guys are here this weekend.
Oh,
so
man.
really
The whole
appreciate
crew.
you guys helping out. My family, my girlfriend, Senna, you know, everybody that came to the paddock to get signatures, buy stuff, just say hello.
Oh.
Really appreciate it. All the love, all
Absolutely.
the support. The Civic will live on.
it will. It's not
And-
going anywhere for now.
I don't know. It is what it is. I'm hungry.
Let's go
Let's go eat.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you in the next one.